What is going on, y'all? Gamers Goon here today. The first day of the NFL Combine just wrapped up. Not as many fireworks as we hoped, but there's still some guys that I think definitely stood out. First, we want to start off. A lot of guys missed. A lot of the top DTs. So we're talking about Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan. A lot of those guys didn't test, so we don't have too much on them. I think Walter Nolan might have done some field drills. I was in and out there this afternoon watching, so I don't know if Walter... I know he was there. He was on the field, didn't run the 40, but I know he was there. A lot of these guys, though, ailing injuries here and there. One of the ones came out this morning, Abdul Carter, who we think could potentially be the number one pick in the draft, has an injury in his foot. It's a stress injury, a stress fracture type injury. I got this news real early in the morning. It's like probably 4 or 5 a.m. I woke up and went to the restroom and came back and looked at my phone, and I was like, he might need surgery? Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, Abdul Carter, according to what we've been hearing, is they think he'll be fine without the surgery, but a little bit of concern there with Abdul Carter heading into Combine Day number 1. It's reported, at least, that he will be doing his pro day, which I believe is like March 28th for Penn State or something like that. I think it's towards the end of March for Penn State. But the Combine, we have 7 guys that stood out to me, once again, on, off, watching. So I don't get the whole picture, but I saw pretty much most, if not all, of the linebacker stuff. I saw the 40s for the defensive ends and got to see the tail end of some of their drills. But from the first guy that stands out for me that went today, and keep in mind this is defensive line men and then the linebackers. So defensive ends, defensive tackles, linebackers is what we're talking about. Jahad Campbell, 4.52 40-yard dash. On the field drills, looked really, really good. Looked the part of a player that could potentially be towards that first round linebacker caliber player. So Jahad Campbell, somebody that looking at doing the drills today, I thought probably, I don't know what that is. I had something stuck in my mouth. But he probably made himself some money. Currently the 4th fastest in terms of his 40, 1.53 split, a 10.7 broad jump. Absolute freak athlete. Second rated at the Combine in the athletic test, second rated production score, second rated overall, according to the NFL score breakdown on their app. Beast of a player, put out a pretty good day, and definitely could be fighting there to be the first linebacker off the board. We saw a lot of linebackers opt not to participate. Some of those guys just have injuries that are lingering, so that helped Jahad Campbell really step in and say, you know what, I might be the best linebacker in this class. So Jahad Campbell is somebody to watch out for come the draft and the next few weeks leading up to the draft, which is, I believe, when is it? It's in April sometime. But he's one to expect some buzz about. I think, if I heard correctly, he's interviewed pretty well, so he'll be one that we're going to hear a lot of buzz about in the linebacking group. Next, another one that I think had a great day is Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon, you might be like, yeah, you're just being a homer with Oregon. You might be right, but they even said it on the broadcast. Really impressive. Ranked 4th out of production 12th at the combine athletic score, and then total score 5th. I thought he did a good job. Him and Darius Alexander were the two headliners kind of in this defensive tackle combine class. A lot of the guys, like I said, did not participate. So it was a chance here for Derek Harmon and Darius Alexander to come out. They looked pretty good in their in the drills from what I got to see. So Derek Harmon, Darius Alexander, two guys right there that I think helped their case. And moves them, and not necessarily moves them up, but helps solidify their spots, right? Because with Harmon, we were talking about maybe he can force his way into being like one of the. I mean, it's a good defensive tackle class, right? Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, and then you got Derek Harmon. You got a lot of guys that can go be franchise defensive tackles, and I think Harmon proved it, and he probably, depending on pro days for some of those other guys, his combine looked the part of somebody that could come in and be that guy for a team. So Derek Harmon, great job at the combine. He's another one that I would expect some buzz around following the combine. And then this one, I'm so happy for this one. I am so happy for this one. We got none other than the former top consensus player, James Pierce, currently with the second fastest 40 time as an edge rusher, behind Kane Medrano. We're not going to talk much about Medrano, but 4.47, a 1.56 split, 31 broad jump, 31 vertical jump. That would be crazy, a 31 broad jump, and a 10.3 broad jump. James Pierce, this was one of those guys that we were like, clearly he has the talent of being one of the first edge rushers off the board. At one point, he was considered the best edge rusher in this class. To me, this situation here with James Pierce looks very similar to last year with Jared Verse, where Jared Verse was pretty much the consensus, hey, best defensive end, and then people kind of just soured on him because, yeah, he comes into the college football season as the best defensive end, but then you have these other guys step up, and Jared Verse was good, but he didn't exceed expectations to some extent. I think you're kind of going to get that with James Pierce, but then you can expect him to come in his rookie year and be a guy that you can rely on off the edge. So James Pierce, I think with that 4.47, that helped solidify his first round pick ability there. I think he's almost a lock now. I was a little concerned with James Pierce simply because we weren't seeing him as high as what he once was in some of these mocks, but James Pierce, somebody that I think has it all but locked up now. Great performance there by James Pierce. Another one, and this is one that wasn't really on my radar as somebody that would show up and show out. A 4.58 40, so that's good. I mean, linebackers you kind of expect around the 4.6s. That's where the cutoff was for the top 10 or whatever. So 4.58, pretty good. I think it was like 7th in the linebackers. Not too bad. But Demetrius Knight, he looked the part in the 40 of an above-average NFL linebacker, and then he paired that with some pretty good on-the-field workout stuff. He was somebody that impressed me, not somebody that was really on my radar. I don't really know where to expect Demetrius Knight to get selected. Here is what the NFL app says about him. 5th production score, 17th athletic, a total of 8th, so you kind of expect him in the middle. Eventually will be a plus starter. Let's see where Demetrius Knight. He is expected to be, where is he mocked around? Draft projection. Can we get a round projection? The Draft Network. Do they give us a round projection? Why is it so hard to find a round projection? Yeah, okay. So the Draft Network has him as a day 2 guy, so second, third round guy. But he's somebody that I was really impressed with. Now, granted, he wasn't somebody that I was keeping a special eye out for in the combine, but he's somebody that I thought looked the part. He looked like somebody, and this is going to sound crazy to say because this is just me being a little selfish here. He looked like somebody the Bears would like at the combine. The Bears, obviously, they fell in with love with Dominique Robinson at the combine. Demetrius Knight had a great combine. So he's somebody that I think certain teams like a Bears or maybe I don't know any other great examples like the Patriots, they fall in love with guys and take them a little earlier than you'd expect. I think he might have gained some fans there with those type of teams that don't really care what the consensus is on you. If they like you, they like you. It'll be interesting to hear a little bit more about him in this draft process if he's somebody that teams are really considering, and if he interviewed well. We get Barrett Carter, a name very familiar to a lot of college football fans. No 40, but on the field looked pretty good. Did I don't even know what to call the drill there at the end where you're going. Where you gotta come, they tell you like shuffle, run, shuffle, then you run back. They catch you the ball. You look pretty good in that drill. Granted, we're not gonna know a lot of stuff about Barrett Carter until the pro day, but baseline seemed pretty good to me. Then once again, a little bit of a selfish one here in the last one of the video. Somebody that I think made some money here. Jordan Burch came in at a 4.67. That's some linebacker speed right there. At the edge, not what I expected out of Burch, but came in, gave a 4.67. Pretty impressed by it. I'm pretty impressed. I would not have guessed that Jordan Burch would come in and run a 4.67. Let me bring it back up here. With the defensive end class specifically, he was 7th in defensive ends. I kind of thought he'd be sitting around the, I don't know, like a 4.75-ish. A 4.67 was something I didn't really expect out of him. But hey, we'll take it. We'll take it from Oregon. Pretty good speed there from an edge rusher that has some production in college, just had some injury concerns, and then you pair it up with putting some stuff on tape here at the combine. Not to say Jordan Burch is going to be a first rounder or anything, but I think Jordan Burch could easily be a day 2 guy. Absolute great talent, just needs to stay healthy. Anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know down below who you thought really made an impact here at the combine today. There will be no video tomorrow. We're going to be doing a double on Saturday. We're going to do Sunday as well with the group on Sunday. So watch out for those 2 videos coming up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.